a podcast to honor the gods.
This better come with a sacrifice.
Dave X Media.
The bits, the bits, the bits, the bits, the bits.
Welcome to The Bits, hosted by your jam buds, Trevor.
What the fuck are you doing?
My name's Trevor.
No, it's not. Also, it's your favorite jam buds,
No.
Charlie.
And Ribbert.
Yes, you are a Ribbert, because you're a frog.
Ribbert. I am Frog.
You are frog.
And today, it would be actually really funny. Last episode, we talked a lot about Barbie. This episode, we should talk about Oppenheimer, even though neither of us have seen it. This episode is quite an explosive one. It's episode 1, season 15 of season 1,
Season
episode 15. Season 15. We made it. All right, it's season 1, episode 15, Onion Trade, which premiered March 17th, 2014.
Robert, do you love Onion or do you not? Because I think the answer is you have to like Onion because it's just chaos.
Thought we were talking about the food for a second, not the character.
No, I mean the character.
Well, the character I'm indifferent to.
I think I love Onion, but also like what the fuck is happening every time he's around. Where's my little Onion? I have one. I have one somewhere. I cannot remember where I put him, but he's somewhere on my desk. He's just a little guy.
He's just a little guy. Onion is... Listen, in this episode, if we have seen anything, Onion is probably Oppenheimer. He would develop the nuclear bomb.
This is true. I think he did in this episode.
He kind of did. He's a menace. So
the mom is Dave Guy.
Oh my fucking god. So the episode opens up with Steven being like, hey, I lost my guy's toy. And Amethyst is like, what the fuck is that? And guys...
guys under your supervision.
Duh. Yeah. And Pearl comes out and she's like, hey, you can't find your action figures because of your messy room. Wow, what a surprise. She opens up a window and a fucking seagull just flies out with like a banana peel on its head.
And like a pizza too. It's just like, yeah, maybe Steven, you should clean up and not listen to Amethyst so much.
Maybe Steven just needs to be a menace to society.
No, Onion is the menace. We don't need any more. So what is Steven still trying to find his guy? He goes to Dad to see if Greg has any guys, and also to say, I'm sorry I lost it because we had such a special day together and I lost this thing that you got for me. And Greg is like, I have no idea what you're talking about. Oh wait, we had funnel cake.
Yeah, Greg is remembering the funnel cake, which, Charlie, do you like funnel cake? Like, that sounds up your alley. It's pancake mixed with a lot of sugar.
Yeah. I do love me some like isn't it basically like similar to fried dough?
It's literally just pretty much fried pancake dough that you cover in powdered sugar.
Yeah, most of those like fried items are like very similar and I like them. So that's what's important here.
Charlie, I beg you, eat a vegetable. Just a single vegetable, please.
I have eaten. I've had soup.
Were there vegetables in the soup?
Yeah, there are vegetables in the soup.
Vegetables in the soup.
So Greg does the ADHD thing. He's like, he's gonna look to see if he can find something for Steven, and then he's like, what am I looking for again? Oh wait, here's some coins. Go ahead. You can buy all the guys you want. This seems like a good idea. But the machine only has Dave Guy. Fucking Dave Guy.
And Steven keeps like putting in all the quarters, being like, please, anything but Dave Guy. You get Dave Guy.
You get 30 Dave Guys. All he has with him because they all come with like a little thing. He's got
Mhm.
taxes.
He's got taxes. Hey, Charlie. Here, I know what the question's gonna be. Did you ever evade your taxes? Speak directly into the microphone. State your full name. Have you
I'm
ever
done.
evaded your taxes?
I'm so done with you.
You can't be done with me because we still have 35 episodes to go after this. 34.
You know who else needed to pay her fucking taxes? Ruth, the creator of Barbie.
No, we can't talk about Barbie. We already talked about Barbie last episode. This episode is Oppenheimer. Do you think Oppenheimer paid his taxes?
I have no fucking clue because I didn't see it. I just know he didn't have a Nobel Prize. So,
Yeah, he did not. So
do you think Dave Guy has a Nobel Prize?
Dave Guy barely does his taxes, let alone has a Nobel Prize. So Steven finally realizes, like, oh hey, look, it's Onion. Hey, Onion has the Ranger guy I'm looking for.
Not even Steven doesn't even clock it yet that is his Ranger guy. He doesn't realize it till the end of the episode. But like he's like, that is a Ranger guy in his back pocket. Can I trade? No.
We also get a little bit of backstory of Onion because Onion's like at the dock waiting for his dad.
We also see Onion haggle first.
He trades a suitcase for a hamburger.
He's terrible to trade with. We learn this, and then Steven goes to try to trade with him. But yeah, the sad part of he just kind of waits on the dock for Yellowtail to show up, and then he shows up for like 2 seconds, gives him a hug, and says bye.
And he goes like, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, they don't speak English. I don't know if it's a language.
For Vidalia, sour cream, and I think that's it.
Well,
the other two just
remember, sour cream is the stepson.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just Yellowtail and Onion that speak murmur, which I have questions about it. I want to know what this language is.
Don't question it.
Steven seems to think it's not words.
No, it's not. So Steven walks up to Onion. He's like, hey, you see that Ranger guy you got? I can trade you 1 Dave guy. No. 2 Dave guys. No. 4 Dave guys. 30 Dave guys.
And Onion's like, no.
That's a terrible trade.
It is a terrible trade because Dave guy sucks. But also like Onion, come on, bro.
30 whole Dave guys. So Steven's like heartbroken. He goes back to the temple and Amethyst gives him the replicator wand.
Which, okay, like Amethyst was trying to look for something else that Pearl was missing, and then instead found this thing. Sure, let's just replicate all of the Dave guys. Steven, this is a terrible fucking plan.
How does the fucking replicating wand work? I need to know.
Well, Onion can work it too.
How?
So I don't think you
Why?
need to be
What the
magic. Amethyst suggests that you need to be magic.
No. So Steven trades the replicator wand. By the way, this whole scene where he's like shooting copies of Dave Guy at Onion, and Onion is walking at him with like this menacing glow of a villain.
Bro, you missed the part where, like, before Steven even showed up, what did Onion do? He put a bunch of ketchup packets on the ground. He drove over them with that, like, scooter that he won with all those arcade tickets. That scooter came back.
Yeah, we did it,
That
boys.
fucking scooter. And then what does he do? He, like, jumps off the scooter and it sets fire to a building. Onion is a menace. An absolute fucking menace. And yeah, so there's just fire behind Onion this entire time where he's walking towards Steven. That is a little bit scary. This is a little bit scary. It's okay.
He just has the face of a murderer on him. And so he's like, instead of accepting Steven's trade of, I guess, infinite Dave guys, he's like, give me the wand. And Steven, so desperate for Ranger guy, just gives him the wand.
It's just like, whatever. I don't care.
It doesn't matter. La da da. It doesn't matter. La da da. Oh well. We're going at it tonight. And by going at it tonight, Steven quickly realizes that Ranger guy kind of boring, kind of sucks.
I think he's cooler than Dave Guy. I think the problem is that Steven doesn't know how to play with this guy.
No, he doesn't. And the Gems and Steven realize that Onion is pretty much mass duplicating
Everything. But mostly Dave Guy.
mostly Dave Guy, mass duplicating Dave Guy. And then when the crystal gems try to stop him, he's like firing Dave Guys at them. And then and then he starts launching cars at them.
Literally, what the fuck? Onion has too much power. And like I think he might be maybe as scary as White Diamond. Like when he has the power, he will kill you. We still don't know how old this child is. He could be anywhere from like 5 to 8, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's eternal because he also doesn't age in Steven Universe future.
He does not age
in Steven Universe future.
I think.
Why can't I speak?
Also, no, you can't. You cannot speak future. Steven makes a funny little joke about like when they're swimming in the Dave Guys, try and act like a rich duck.
Get it? DuckTales. Woo! All right.
There we go.
We did it. Steven finally gets to Onion. He takes the wand. He's like, hey, wait a minute. This was my ranger guy.
All along.
This trade is void. And he takes everything. Garnet just destroys the wand because she doesn't want to clean everything up.
But it's funny because she's like, I'm not cleaning up this mess. And like she steps on the wand and it cleans up the mess.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think it's cleaning up the mess necessarily. It just gets rid of everything that's been duplicated.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen to that building that Onion blew up. But this is some miraculous ladybug bullshit right here.
Yeah, and then the episode ends with Greg being like, hey, how come you went through all that trouble for a toy? Steven's like, he wanted the toy for the memories, but he states that he now has new memories. Horrible, horrible memories.
Yeah, Steven also did give Ranger Guy back to Onion because he's like, yeah, you just wanted someone to hang out with because your dad's not there all the time.
Your dad doesn't love you, my dad does.
All right.
Sad.
It's just be like that.
It does.
And the episode's done. Hey, Charbin.
Hey, Robert.
It's time for some Crystal Temple trivia.
According to Matt Burnett, Guys are trendy collectibles from the 80s, currently back in production as part of an 80s nostalgia wave.
The ketchup packets Onion threw had Heinz written on them. This is a reference to the popular condiment manufacturer Heinz, as well as the last name of the character design, Danny Heinz.
Yeah, they are spelled differently.
Yes. We got HYNES versus HEINZ.
Yeah. Steven's advice for surviving Onion's Dave Guy pool is to try and act like a rich duck, referring to Scrooge McDuck and his ability to swim through money in his massive vault, like in the theme to the show, DuckTales. Woo!
The Guys Under Your Supervision toy line of rubber figures may be a reference to Muscle, millions of unusually small creatures lurking everywhere, a similar toy line based on the Kinkumen manga.
What?
As with Guys and its spin-off of Gals, Muscle also had a female-based spin-off line known as Cutie.
That's weird. Okay. While Steven is telling Amethyst about Guys, showing his head in the center, surrounded by their portraits, this may be a reference to Mega Man, specifically the Mega Man 3 stage select. This could also be a reference to the Brady Bunch intro.
The Guy's toy, iGuy, shares its name with one of the alien forms of Ben Tennyson from Ben 10 from the Ben 10 franchise. Yep, iGuy, as well as a monster from the early days of Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I love Ben 10. Hey Charlie, so Ethan's listening. Hey Ethan, would you like to make that Ben 10 podcast soon?
What are you guys gonna? What is it gonna be called? That's my question.
That's a good question because all the good names for a Ben 10 podcast are taken.
I'm sorry.
It's all your fault, Charlie. That's all your fault.
Steven marks his toy's feet with his initials, similar to Andy in the animated movie Toy Story. Hey!
Aw. You've got a friend in me.
Onion is also shown riding and later wrecking the same moped that he won in Arcade Mania.
Onion's a fucking menace. We love him.
He's a great.
Who is our Pearl Point going to?
Let's give it to Ranger Guy for just existing.
For just being a little guy.
Just being a little guy.
I'm gonna give it to the building that Onion crashed his motorcycle into and set ablaze.
This building that we never see again. I want to know what building it was.
So let's see. We got Onion killing the guy in the boat with the harpoon, and now we got Onion killing whoever's in that building with fire.
My goodness, his kill count is up so much.
His kill count. Someday he will reach the kill count of Percy Jackson.
I was hoping you'd say that.
And now for the question, what toy did you collect as a kid? Like, what collectibles did you do? I was really big into Pokemon.
I still collect items. I collect too many items. There's the Barbies. There was American Girl dolls. I think my current thing is going to be gnomes. Like I have started a collection of gnomes. I love them. They're little guys.
They're just little. Oh shit!
Have you seen the gnomes that have eyes?
I have not.
You don't want to. They're terrifying. I prefer my gnomes to have their hats all the way down, so you just see nose and beard.
They really do be like that.
That's how they should be.
Yep.
Well, Robert.
Chardy.
If every podcast were perfect, I'm done. I hate you.
We wouldn't have the bits.
I'm gonna leave.
You can't leave, Charlie. You're here forever.
See, I can tell you aren't frozen because your fan is still on in the back.
Nah, that's a glitch.
I can still see it in the mirror behind you.
Yeah, if every podcast were perfect, we wouldn't have the bits. Fuck you. Fuck. Hey, Charlie.
You're earning that explicit rating.
Hey, Charlie.
Hey, Robert.
So why did you eat the corn dog bits when you sent me that photo, or did you not?
I did. I ate them just for you.
Thank you, Charlie. Were they not the best part?
They were all right, you know? Maybe they were the best.
Charlie,
maybe they were the worst.
Tearing my heart to pieces.
You're welcome.
All right. Get the fuck out of my cabin.
You can follow this podcast socials at The Bits SU Pod on Instagram and Tumblr. You can send a message to our Diamond line through thebitssupod@gmail.com. Be sure to give us a rating, a review, or let your friends and followers know how much you love the podcast. That really helps. Our music was written and produced by Jason Hilton. You can find him at Negative Selections on Instagram. You can follow me, Charlie, at GreenPixie12 on most platforms, and I also have an art Instagram at GreenPixieDraws.
You can find me, Robert, at the Damn Meme page on Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Damn is spelled D-A-M. If you want to hear more from me, check out one of my many podcasts. I have a Once Upon a Time podcast called Entering Storybrooke, a Kim Possible podcast called That's a Sitch, and an Oseman Verse podcast called the Truum Grammar Book Club.
The Bits is proud to be a part of Deus Ex Media, which features great podcasts like The Restricted Section, a chapter-by-chapter Harry Potter pod with lots of spoilers all the time.
Hey, what's up? My name's Christina, and I'm the host of The Restricted Section, which is a super pro-trans rights Harry Potter slander, Harry Potter book club podcast in which all of those weird kids you went to high school with are still reading the damn thing, but now we don't like it as much. Come along with us as we break down this classic fantasy series and show you how it is actually extremely problematic, not only the author, but also the text itself. We should have known. We were so young and innocent. If only we could have trusted the adults who were writing the things that we put into our brain. But anyway, don't get me wrong, we enjoy Harry Potter, we have a good time. We're currently covering Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince, which is probably for the best because I don't really remember any of that book, despite the fact that I've read it probably 10 times. Come along with me into the world of Harry and take a intersectional feminist lens, a racial justice lens, a queer rights lens, all the lenses that the author probably wishes we wouldn't use to to break down this book to figure out why we love it and why it's bad. New episodes every Wednesday wherever you get podcasts.
Record this episode, Charlie, if you're not ready, what's the point?
I don't know. What's the point of life?
So I believe the point of life is to live a life where one I was is worth 10 million I ams, or whatever the fuck I said that one time. It was a good line. I wanted to put it in a book and then I forgot what the line is. Oh no, it's I want to live a life where one I am is worth 10,000 I was.
That's some good shit.
I mean, listen, that's a decent line, but I've also written lines like 2 in the bush, 1 in the duck, and technically it's for hay, not horses, which I think is going to be what I call that book. So, hey, it's going to be really fun.
Did you invent technically is for hay, not horses? Are you sure?
I am absolutely sure because I've Googled it and it does not exist.
Okay, I can't tell because I've definitely heard that so many times, probably from you, that I can't tell.
Yep, it does not exist. What happens if I put it in quotation marks? Nope, it does not exist. I came up with it because I'm annoying. You need
to trademark that shit.
Trademark. I
Is
will.
that going to be a memoir?
Maybe, I don't know. Technically speaking, it's trademarked just by me saying it out loud and being like the first person to say it. But that's like if I wanted to write a book with that as a title, I would also need to trademark the title.
Dave X Media.